What's up, everybody? Welcome to System Crafters. I'm David Wilson, and today I'm having trouble getting my stream started, but we're gonna get it figured out here, so just bear with me for a second. So I don't have the chat pulled up yet, so I can't see who is here, but let me see if I can get that going. And I'm using Restream again today, and for whatever reason, like, it's not giving me the ability to pull up the chat. This is what you get for running a little bit late and you don't have your normal time to set up everything before you get going. The funny thing is it tells me, yeah, I'm streaming with the right one. Let me just pull up the chat on this. There we go. Yes, as Garjola says, trouble getting the stream started, that would be the first time. Yeah, it's definitely not the first time. Okay, I can see the chat on my phone, but let's get the thing working for real. Because Restream, for whatever reason, thinks I'm not streaming on this particular event, but I am. So, let's see. Let's see, dashboard. Nope. Analytics. Where's the chat? I'll pull up the YouTube chat if I have to, somehow or another. Let's see, chat messages. Can you give me the messages? Sorry, folks, this is really annoying. Yes, I'm on this event. Where is the chat? Last time this was so easy. I have no idea what I did wrong this time. All right, let me pull this back up one more time. I wonder if you can hear my phone playing the stream. Yeah, the chat is on my phone. The chat is working on YouTube, but I don't see it working on Restream. That's sort of the place where I need it right now. Because I need to have the overlay pulled up. Private chat? No, not that. I'm on the chat, dude. I'm live. Oh, okay, so I see that. Let me see what this does. Chat overlay? No. Pitaman says, first order of business, suss out Restream. You know, I did that. Like, it's working. I can actually see it working, but it won't let me do, like, a pop-out. Let me see if I can reload this page. Oh, I can hear myself talking now. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Sorry about the little snafu at the beginning here. I have no idea why this decided to happen today. But like I said, I will switch to a different approach if I have to here. Let's see how to get to Restream chat. Yeah. Oh, is that chat.restream.io? Here we go. Chat is waiting for new messages. All right, cool. Let me pop this out. Now, finally. Nova says, I just got a new keyboard. Great. That's cool. What kind of keyboard did you get? Let me put this thing. Open this tab as a pop-up. All right, split this window, drag it over a little bit with a mouse because I'm lazy right now. All right, we got chat coming in from both YouTube and Twitch, which is awesome. EXWM floating toggle. All right, and let's move that over to workspace 1. Cool. All right, folks, thank you for bearing with me on that. That was annoying. And I know I missed some messages. Let me scroll back a little bit. I don't know if I missed anything on Twitch. Let me see. Let's say hello to some folks who are here today. Drashal, Solarinas, Supa, Matthias, Samuel Jackson. Here we go. I got to type in my passphrase now. And get spammed with emails now, I think. Let's see. Who else is here? Pavel, Amalvadia. I know I say your name wrong every time. Daigo, Khaled, Taeyun Kim. Garjola's here. John Eastman, Mark, Zell, Retracing. Hey, Jonathan. Nice to see you. JT. Case, ACDW. Rajath, Tyler, Pitaman, Karthik, TE. Mark, Vladislav, Mjolnir's Revenge. Nova, Benjamin, Pepsi. Wow, there's a lot of people here today. Abdalak's here. Star 7, thanks so much for being here today, people. We also have Cast Q3 and KJ2ME from Twitch on the chat. All right, let me get it going. And AstroCat's here. Thank you, AstroCat. You can help me with the link pasting today if you want to. All right, I gotta do a little bit of tea chemistry here. because I didn't have time to fully make my tea, so now I have to like pour the milk in it and not ruin my entire streaming setup with the milk. It's just Mjolnir, by the way. Okay, good to know. All right, cool. So today, probably some of you don't know what the word potluck means, and that's fine because it's something that, you know, I used to hear a lot whenever I was a kid, back whenever I lived in the southeastern United States. But basically, a potluck is an event where people come together and bring their own food dishes to share with everybody else. So this is an Emacs package potluck where everybody brings their Emacs packages that they're interested in and want to see me try and fail to use on stream, and we'll just see how much fun we have doing that. Garjola says, any chance of getting IRC redirected to Restream? I don't know if there's a way to redirect IRC to Restream, but I know that... Oh, Well, there's a thing I'm going to do with Restream chat where I can actually get the chat from Restream pulled into Emacs as a buffer, so I think that's going to work. I don't know how to read what Garjola just said in French. JT says, yay, Southern traditions. Yep, that's one of them. I know that you've seen it. Even in the Midwest. Nova says, I've got a couple packages on Doom Emacs. Well, probably they work in regular Emacs as well, unless things are kind of getting really specific to Doom Emacs these days. Well, I don't know if potluck is a Southern thing, but it's definitely something I heard there, so. I saw the message about keyboard type EPO Maker GK68X. I have not heard of that one. But I don't really go shopping for keyboards very often, to be honest. West Coast says it too? Okay. Good to know that that more people know about that than just the people who grew up in the southeastern United States. All right, let me get into some updates here. So, first thing I want to say is that the System Crafter shop, or you can call it a store, or cache, or depot, I don't know, I'm open to ideas for what we should call this thing, because I have thoughts, but maybe none of them are that good, so if you have any suggestions on what we should call it, that'd be great. But it's coming soon. I've actually got test prints of a coffee cup and a t-shirt coming to my house today, and I'm actually really excited to take a look at that. Because I think it's going to be nice. Let me see if I can find the... God, where is that? I had it in IRC, but I'm not connected to IRC right now. But I had a demo image I could show you, but then I forgot to get it before I did this. But they're going to be really cool. A few different colors on the t-shirt with the System Crafters logo. Also definitely interested in suggestions people have for what's the word I'm looking for? Variations on that. Whenever you see it. I might send out a little preview in advance just to get feedback before we do the real thing, but I want to have an actual store kind of thing where we have a few different things you might be interested in seeing there. I'm really excited about getting that up because I actually want to have a System Crafter shirt. We're also working on a hoodie and a hat as well, which would be pretty cool. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's coming very soon. I would say probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks tops. Also, I'm getting very close to 15,000 subscribers, which is awesome. It's been growing quite a lot this year, probably about 400 subscribers away. So I'm setting an ambitious goal for myself to maybe hit 20K by the end of the year. According to the analytics from Social Blade, it seems fairly achievable. So we'll see how that goes. So if you know anybody who might be interested in the kind of videos we make here, definitely feel free to share the videos or the channel link or whatever to those folks so that we have more people joining, because if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of really nice people in the Systems Crafters community, both in the live streams and in the IRC and Discord. And the more nice people we have joining, the more people we can share all these cool ideas with. So definitely any help that you can provide there with getting other people aware of it would be great. Garjola says, I'll tell my grandpa to subscribe. Yeah, go ahead. Just, any devices you have that you can get your hands on, just go and open YouTube and subscribe to System Crafters. Rochelle says 100K subs win. Probably never. I mean, have you ever seen the Emacs channel with 100K subs? I'm going to have to start branching out to making videos about KDE or something to get there, probably. I'm not referring to anybody in particular. I just picked a random thing in particular. All right, let's look at the chat a little bit. Edda says that your last Rome video was awesome. Being able to create templates is a lifesaver for me. Then you will like the next video that's coming out on Tuesday, which I guess I'll talk about now, where we're going to talk about org-rome dailies, which is basically like a journaling / logging functionality / kind of like an inbox for things for org-rome. It's just another place where you apply the same type of capture templates, but it's sort of on a day-to-day basis. So it's really useful. I actually use it every day. I use that more than creating individual notes because I like to sort of write down ideas and also tasks that I need to do, and it's a great place to do that. There was a discussion about y'all coming back into slang. You know, I tried for many years to stop myself from saying that, so I don't think I'm going to be joining that trend. You know, when you grow up in the rural South, you say y'all a lot, and you also have a very thick accent, and those are two things that I've abandoned. So let's stay away from that. Let's see. My gaming keyboard is one of the older Logitech G19 with a larger tilty screen that I can have Afterburner display stats on. Yeah, those are kind of fancy, Astrocat. Let's see what else here. The variations should be called themes. They should be called themes. They'll be the deaf theme shirts. Lorenzo says, David got me a bit addicted to org-rome, may need to go into rehab. Well, that's the problem with anything related to Emacs or org in general, is that the propensity to keep tweaking and learning new things is very, very high, but it's also fun. I mean, it's not so bad if you look at it like a hobby. Some people like playing video games for 8 hours a day. Some people like, you know, working on their car 8 hours a day. Some people like, you know, doing arts and crafts. We just like, you know, tweaking Emacs and Linux configurations for 8 hours a day. So, I mean, what can you say? Nova says, I use KDE. I'm not saying anything bad about KDE. I'm just talking about KDE as an example of something that is more mainstream, because what I talk about on this channel is obviously not mainstream. And I don't mean mainstream in a bad way. I just mean in terms of, you know, audience size. Just to be clear. Astros Cat says, all y'all need to learn to say y'all. Okay. Elephant 454 says, y'all is gender neutral version of guys, and I love it. Well, it is good for that. I tend to use folks instead of guys. You might see me say hey folks a lot, and that's the reason why. Let's see. Garjola says, reading the sound and the fury at the moment to learn a good accent. Yeah, well, trying to think of what you could watch to learn a good Southern accent, but you'd first have to understand what they were saying. Let's see. Lorenzo says, I'm looking forward to the org-rome dailies. I use it daily, but it would be great to get some more tips on usage. Yeah, I'm planning to show not just what kind of templates you can create, but how I use it, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. So Lorena says, I'd watch you talk about any software for hours. Well, as you can see, I can talk about software for hours, so I might have to find other software to talk about eventually. Let's see. Samuel Jackson says, I've been so busy that I haven't got to catch up on the org-rome videos. Luckily, I've managed to restrain myself and keep them on the shorter side of 30 minutes each, so maybe it won't be so hard. Mjolnir says, not mainstream yet. Well, I mean, it's in terms of Linux, the Linux ecosystem, I'm sort of like not even paying attention to what's happening in Windows and Mac OS. I'm mainly just thinking about what people are using on Linux, because that's my main focus. Let's see. Astrocat says, by the way, I use i3. Yeah, well, I used to use that too. Nova says, I also just got my class schedule and org agenda. It's a bit messy in setting up, but I got it to display them. That's nice. Case says, we just need a gender neutral sir or ma'am. Well, yeah. Not sure what that one would be. Yeah, Charlie says, what about fixin' to? Yeah, I stopped myself from saying that, but maybe I do say that still. I don't know. That's a weird one. My wife is not a native English speaker, so things like that are really weird. Like you say, I'm fixing to do something, and they're like, what do you mean? Howdy is also gender neutral and has the benefit of repping the South. Yeah, I don't like howdy that much. You know, I don't want to talk like a cowboy. Not to offend anybody who says howdy, but I'd say it sometimes, but it's more like kind of cheeky. Use mugs is the proper term, I believe. Which region is that from? Edda says, it's a great hobby indeed. I'm slowly reading through the Emacs org and LaTeX manuals, learning cool stuff almost every day. I hope to migrate to Emacs for all my text work. Yeah, with that combination of things, you can absolutely migrate to Emacs for all your text work. Pavel says, I use org-journal. I don't know if I want to have the dailies in my ZK. Dailies and org-journal are extremely similar. So if you already like org-journal and you don't want them hooked into your org-roam notes, then you're probably not going to get any extra benefit out of dailies. Samuel Jackson says, I've been moving, so all my time recently has gone into crafting a system for getting everything out of the house. Yeah, I'm having to start doing that soon too. Org-roam rehab, use the dailies just once a week. Yeah, that's probably not going to be possible. They should just call it weeklies in that case. Let's see. I'm not sure how to pronounce this this name, but it says, hello everyone. Thank you. Can you do a short video on org-roam v1 to v2 transition? No good video out there. I know the Emacs Elements did a video on that. Let me pull that up really quickly. I thought about doing that at first, and then when I talked to people who actually went through the org1 to 2 transition, they said it was pretty straightforward. So I didn't do it, but then when I actually did not do the org1 to 2 transition until after I made the first org-roam video because I was lazy. And it turned out that there's a couple things that you need to know to convert your config over if you've been using things like capture templates especially. I think that's the main thing. That and the key bindings and the commands that you use, there's a few things that you need to know. So I have not watched Emacs Elements video on this, but I know that he made one. So let's see what that one is. Should I upgrade? Could I be wrong about that? Someone made a video on that for sure. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Anyway, you might be able to find it on Emacs Elements channel. But yeah, I might have to do that. Maybe like a short video or something, because there are some challenges I found with doing the conversion. Nova says, I must figure out how to get notifications. I need to remind me when my classes are about to start. Well, I tried to make a video about that, and then I did a really bad job. That was back when I was still doing my videos as live streams, all of them, and I had some trouble. So, yeah. You can try that one and see if one of those options works for you, but some of them did not work for me. Astercat says, I saw where org-roam supports having multiple directories and databases, but I didn't get that working yet. That's kind of a advanced configuration and it requires setting up directory local variables. So I think that it's not really something that's easy to make work out of the box. So I can see why you might have trouble. Garjola says there's a Howdy package for Emacs that I use. Well, that's interesting. Never heard of that. I'm sure that you're joking. Yeah, it makes me think of that scene from Toy Story, for sure. Hey, Benoit. Let's see. Speaking of moving, I need to pack up my room and move back on campus. Yeah, so there's a lot of moving discussion. I'm going to be moving at some point too, and I need to get rid of a lot of crap I've been holding on to for years. I showed the links to the Emacs from Scratch playlist around. Hope people come learn. Yeah, definitely. That one I see get lots of views here and there. So it seems like people like that one. I would like to redo it at some point. I know I've said that a million times. So the next thing I wanted to mention before we move any forward is that I said last week that the call for proposals for Emacs Conf 2021 is out. I've been trying to ping people to convince them to submit proposals. I will say it again, you should definitely submit a proposal. And this is not for people who know a whole bunch about Emacs. It could be for people of any knowledge level, and also for, there's different lengths that you can, lengths of presentations you can do. You can do like a 5-minute presentation, 20-minute presentation, 40-minute presentation, I think. And at any level of understanding of Emacs. So if you have like a package that you're interested in, you want to share with other people, or maybe it's like a cool Emacs Lisp trick or something that you learned that you thought was interesting, definitely just submit a proposal. I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you get accepted or not, but I think it's good to sort of get yourself used to the idea of sharing what you've learned with other people, and this is a really great opportunity to do that. Emacs Conf last year was really cool. It was all done remotely. It will be done remotely again this year, and I think that it's a good way to get more involved with the wider Emacs community, and if nothing else, just watch the presentations that are happening there. I've done my proposal already. I sent a proposal there. I've been talking to a few people in the System Coders community about that. I think it's going to be a cool talk if they accept it. I hope they accept it. We'll see what happens. But just, I'm letting you know that I sent my proposal so that you know that I'm not just telling you to do it whenever I haven't done it myself. System Crafters Buffer. What was that in reference to? Oh, okay. We're talking about the name of the store. How about System Crafters Bazaar? That's a possibility, Aaron. Garjola says, I think Emacs Conf has always been remote. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. Vedant says, it's crazy how useful the shorts on org timer Pomodoro was. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm going to try to do another short this week. I'm not sure which topic that I'm going to do, but I definitely want to do another because I had fun making that last one. Let's see. What did Milner say before? I'm trying to convince my friends in uni to learn Emacs. Marduk says, while presenting anything, intentionally miss a part and later add it live. Okay. Ledger mode better than GNU Cache. Well, I personally would rather use Ledger because I think there's a lot of benefits to Ledger, but I think GNU Cache is also pretty good in terms of, you know, having a format that is future-proof, but I haven't really looked at it very much. Let's see. I wonder how Twitch is doing right now. Let me just check Twitch. Top of the laptop or inside the laptop? Well, it depends on whether you want to see the sticker or not. If you want to see the sticker every day, then put it inside. But if you want other people to see the sticker, put it on the outside. Okay. So let's move on to the potluck. So I want to try something new today. We haven't done this before. I've definitely tried packages live that I wanted to try, and you know, we could see whether it succeeds or not. Or in the past, there were times when I tried to do things on the stream that did not work, and we may have the same kind of thing happen today. We'll see about that. But I want to try package suggestions. So I wanted to have another interactive stream where you could sort of suggest things that you would like to see me try. And then I will try to use them. And if nothing else, the person who wrote the package will get a little bit of extra exposure, and maybe other people will try it. So I would prefer this if it was a package that you wrote. If it's something that you wrote, I would love to see it and try it out. But it could also be just a package that you love to use, that you want other people to know about. Also could be one that you think doesn't get enough attention, like maybe one you saw that you thought was a cool idea, but maybe not many people know about it. Or a package that you never got working, and that might be the more interesting case for whether I can get it working or not, because the chances are pretty high that I won't, but we'll see. So in the chat, just drop any suggestions you have. I do have some suggestions that people gave me before the show that I can refer to in case people don't have anything. Garjola says, you can sell System Crafters wallpapers as NFTs. Yeah, the whole NFT thing is a little bit weird to me. I don't get it. Benoit says CrafterBot. Yeah, I think CrafterBot could be a good one too. I wonder if I could set that up right now though. All right, let me just make a list here. Come on now. What's the button for that? You know what? Let's just type it in manually. Screw it. All right, there we go. Live suggestions. So we said CrafterBot. Our Primus says package org protocol used with org capture. Org protocol might be a little bit hard to set up here, but I do want to make a video on that, especially in context of org Rome, because that's one place where it makes a lot of sense for doing capture of literature. So Lorena says, is something like Emacs application framework too large? The problem with that is that it probably will not work on Geeks right out of the box. Matthew says webpaste.el, restclient.el, and selected.el. So definitely rest client. Selected also sounds interesting. So let's write this down. Webpaste.el. Let me just write down who's recommended these. Let's see. Pair-tree.el. Have not heard of that one. What else? System Crafters Nation. Oh boy, that sounds very official. Nova says, I've been trying to get org-recur working, and I've just started using org super agenda. So, whoops. Org super agenda is cool. We can try that one if we have time. Let's see. You said org-recur and org super agenda. So org super agenda and org-ql or something I want to do videos on at some point in the future. I owe Alpha Papa quite a lot of videos, I think. Onyx GM says I'm a little late. You're never late. If you show up and the stream is not over yet, that means you're on time. Garjola says a simple package forecast for the weather. Definitely check that out. Cayetano says, are you aware of aggressive-indent mode? It's a minor mode that keeps your code always indented. Yeah. Let's see. It's not technically a package, but it's a feature. We could maybe take a look at it. I mean, we're definitely not going to have the time to do all of these. So Pavel says lyrics-fetcher, which is one I do want to show. Let's see. Oh, okay. Webpaste.el shares region to various paste services and save the URL to the kill ring. Yeah, that sounds like another one that I was thinking about showing, which is the OXO package by Nat Jickelson, or at least he's the maintainer now. All right. Isn't forecast getting deprecated at the end of the year? I'm really sad about that. Huh, that's weird. pen.el. Have not heard of that one. Rubbing alcohol works for removing the Intel stickers off laptops. I just rip them off. I don't care. Just rip it off. I don't want to see Intel's logo all day. I'm already using their chip. I don't need to see their logo. Let's see. Did I miss anything? If I missed anything, you didn't see me write it down, say it again. Nov.el. That sounds familiar. All right. Let's see here. Well, let's just get started. So I have some beacon. Is beacon built in? No. Yeah, beacon's kind of interesting. SVG, is that the one that, let's see, package, yeah, dashboard. I think everybody knows about. Probably not everybody knows about it, but it's pretty common. pen.el probably needs an entire video for it. Yeah, I don't even know what that is, so we're gonna have to look at it. Pulse is built in. Yeah, Pulse is definitely built in. Appenzell says ement.el might be interesting after it matured a bit. Well, we may still try it because Garjola also recommended that one. So we can add it. Let's see. Pulse.el is built in, but not beacon. Yeah. Package to navigate between tags, C tags, or other. Yeah. Let's see. Shackle. Drishal says Shackle. Well, there's also Popper, which builds on Shackle. It might be easier. Shackle may be worth a video of its own, let's say. John says picture mode. Yeah. Let's see. That's built in, right? Picture mode? Yeah. I haven't actually used that before. Popper and Shackle are orthogonal, so they don't use the same stuff. I thought that Popper was built on Shackle, but maybe I'm wrong about that. If they are, then that's good. So, Karthik, did you suggest the other one that you... I didn't see it in the chat, but I'll put it in here. So, we want to do consult-dir and maybe Popper. So there's a lot of stuff here. We'll have to see which ones we can actually try today. Popper isn't built on it. Okay, cool. Good to know. Prompt engineering in Emacs facilitates the creation, ongoing development, discovery. Okay, so this is some serious stuff. I do not think that we're going to be able to do anything with that today. Wasamasa archived the GitHub repo. Last I looked, it wasn't moved. Which one was that? Org-Rome UI. We'll do a video on that. Picture mode is what I show to people to end the "Can your editor do this" conversation. Drashal, I think what we'll do is show Popper instead, because Popper is a more generalized approach to that, I think, to make it easier to pop buffers into their own pop-ups. So we might show that one instead. Yeah, that was the other one that you had mentioned as Whitel. Okay, so we got a lot of suggestions here. We may have to save some of these for another session of this. So it's good that I kept the names of the people who suggested them so that they can get credit. Titan of Old says that Solarinus is the one that suggested nov.el. Thank you. Okay. All right. Is there an org-recur package like org-rome? Don't think so. Org-rome is technically that. There's also org-brain that I haven't really tried yet. Let's just look that up really quick, because I'm curious what the difference is between that and org-rome. Whoops. Can I type? Jeez. I saw an org-brain versus org-rome suggested in there. Pretty similar to the brain. Okay, so it's a concept mapping using org mode. So it's another knowledge network type thing, sounds like. Personal wiki. Someone has a video. Not sure who that is. Maybe the author. Okay. Probably worth looking at in the future. No, you can't type. Yeah, it wouldn't let me, apparently. That's the problem with Qt browser. Sometimes it wants to tell me what to do. Zetteldeft, which builds on def. That's right. Thanks, Garjola. And Garjola has written their own package or code for that. You can do it all in one org mode file, so you'll have to ask Garjola about that. Yes, display of buffer alias is definitely not straightforward. I think I'm still due for another video on that as well. Artist mode is another one to show somehow built in. I tried that briefly on the last stream or some other point, and I think it was almost about to screw up my session. That could just have been me doing something wrong. I have not seen the Vyet package. Vyet. I guess it's like quiet with a V. Garjola says org download. I think you must have told me that another time in the IRC. Write good mode. I use something like write good mode, so that's something we could talk about in another video, I think. Ranger. Yeah, Ranger's cool. All right, so I think we're probably gonna end this suggestions after Mayush and Dean here. So Ranger, and then Dean says selected mode. Okay. Alrighty, so that's too many. So let's see. We will just run through these as fast as we can and see if we can try them. If nothing else, we just look at the pages for them so that you get an idea for what they're for. Karthik says, artist mode is best used with the mouse. Well, that's a problem for me because I don't actually have a mouse hooked up. I'm using my track point keyboard. I think my earlier comment was not displayed in the chat somehow. Can we take a look at org special block extras? All right, so let's say org special block extras. Okay, that's the last one. Alrighty, so crafter bot. I wonder if we can try this. It'll be interesting to see. We'll have 2 crafter bots in the System Crafters IRC chat. Let's pull up a browser here. So this is a fork of the IRC bot that has been used in the Emacs Freenode and LibreChat chat room for a long time. And Benoit took it and cleaned it up quite a lot and basically made it useful for the System Crafters IRC chat, but it's also useful in general. So let's see. Probably the run.sh is good enough for this. This is actually a shell script that runs it in Docker. Okay, so probably, I mean, we could run it like that, I suppose, but it might conflict with what Benoit has set up. Run dev. What's this do? It runs it. Okay. Is there a way just to run it myself? Looks like it's very standalone. You can run it because it has straight itself. and then environment variables to configure everything. And it looks like it needs to have them. So it might be a little bit hard to run this. Let me see if we have any comments on that. All right. Oh, selectric mode. Now I remember what that is. It's basically the one that plays the keyboard sounds when you type. That's going to be really interesting. Okay, so it'd be nice if I could do this just inside of Docker, I think. I could change this script. Boom, crafter bot. And bot password. Bot nick. Bot channel. Yeah, we may not try to actually run this today, but I do want to point it out because I think that it'd be cool if more people contributed to this project. If you want to know, so not IRC bot is basically a bot that is listening to an IRC channel for commands. I mean, obviously, if you use like Discord or Slack, you've probably seen bots there. This is the same thing. The idea goes back to IRC, but it's written in Emacs Lisp, and it's very easy to add new commands. You can check some of the source here and see that there's like really simple commands for just saying something back. But they could also do things like do some calculations or maybe look up documentation strings or whatever, and then just return the text that needs to be put back into the chat. So if you're interested in a very easy way to contribute to some Emacs Lisp, I would definitely consider coming and contributing to this project because it's pretty cool. I still need to contribute some things to it. I haven't gotten back around to it yet. Let's see. Garjola says, did I miss it? This chat seems to be updating a little bit slowly. Let's prepare for next time. It's built as an ERC module. Yeah, we should definitely try to show it at some point. Two crafter bots can fight each other and break Libra chat. Well, it's possible if they get into an echo loop or something. Appenzel says, I'm working on Matrix bot. That's cool. The FSF bot on Emacs can answer with eLisp docs. Yeah, I think that it could be pretty easy to do that. Well, let's not say easy. It could be fairly straightforward to do that in CrafterBot as well, I think. We may have another Eliza and Perry conversation. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I can imagine the kind of fun that would have. Okay, so I'm going to try to put links in as I gather these so people can go back to the show notes after the fact. And you know what? Another thing I meant to do, let me check something real quick. Timestamps. Is it actually, yeah, it's capturing them. It was 22 minutes in. And we are currently at, what, 38 minutes? Let's say this was 36 minutes, CrafterBot. And what I'm going to do, whoops. Okay, so we're going to do like a brief moment of live eLisp. We're going to try to do it really quickly. What I wanted to do was set timestamps for all these in the stream so that you can go and like jump around and see which ones you want to look at. But I need to get into live crafter code for that. So live crafter timestamp. No, that's variable. Live crafter timestamp, add timestamp. This needs to be an interactive function. And I did not make it one. Let's pull that up over here. Live crafter.el. And go back to the Firefox window. Okay. Dean says, I can never get selectric mode working. It's probably something to do with how these sounds get played. All right, so add timestamp. This should be interactive. And with a string. And let's see. Where is it that I'm getting the... Okay, format timestamp title. I'm getting the title from... Okay, so it's what's being passed in. Okay, cool. Maybe that's enough, actually. Let me just try this. Live crafter, add timestamp. Whoops, I forgot to write the actual prompt. What's the syntax for that? Is that it? We're about to find out. Nope. Nope. You know, it'd be great if someone wrote like a tutorial for Emacs Lisp that tells you how to write commands. Emacs. Actually, no. People are going to yell at me for not pulling up info for this. Let's go to Emacs. Yell out if you know a faster way to do this. Commands. Actually, it's the Emacs list manual, right? Oops, there is it. That's right there. There we go. Okay, so commands. Mini buffer commands. Just use info. Yes, thank you for yelling at me. I was hoping somebody would. I'm wasting my time here. P is for prefix argument. Yeah, how do I prompt that again? Dirk says, I just wrote a package for this. I'm pretty sure it's just S. You might be right. Let's just put S. This tells you how many times I've written interactive commands. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so timestamp test. Let's go back to the timestamps buffer. Good, it worked. I don't know why these got put there. Oh, because I screwed up. Cool. Good enough for now, I think. Let's go back to the notes. All right, so I think I probably lost CrafterBot at this point. Yep, lost CrafterBot. Let's go back and grab that. Okay, then I can put this link in. That way we can actually have timestamps in the live streams. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. Jesus Christ, man. I have an issue sometimes with Vertigo where it copies the text when I don't want it to. Probably something I'm doing wrong. Okay, interactive codes. Thanks, Karthik. And let's see, and R Primus. Okie dokie. Don't forget to check Doom Emacs live on stream. Didn't I do that at some point? I tried it, didn't work. Nova says, when will you do a video on Doom Emacs? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of videos on Doom Emacs. It's the reason why I haven't done one yet. But maybe I will do one at some point, because I do kind of recommend that for people who want to get started with Emacs and don't want to have to write their own config at first. But I also have my own config I'm working on for that too, so we'll see. I have to have them duel each other. Not really. Okay, so org protocol. We'll look it up really quickly. Org protocol. And let me set a timestamp on that. Org protocol. Boom. So for those of you who have not seen it before, org protocol is basically a way to send commands to org mode from external applications like a browser. And it will allow you to capture notes from other programs. And people particularly use it for URLs that you want to save from the browser, because there's a plugin. Yeah, the browser system setup here. There's a plugin you can use in your browser that will call into org protocol for the current page to basically run a capture session, something like that, for the link that you're passing in, so you can capture notes. Also really useful for org-roam. There is some instructions on how to do that in the org-roam manual, but I'll do a video on it at some point, because I think it fits in very well with the org-roam workflow. But it's a little bit difficult to do this here right now, especially because of the way that my system is set up. I have not got it to work correctly for myself even, so probably that's something that we'll have to cover in a video at another point, but I want to have it there in case anybody has not tried it before and wants to try it. Is there a way to open an application from inside org? So you want to launch another application from org? I'm not sure. Probably if you have, if you're on Linux, you can probably open like the XDG desktop links. If you put that inside of an org document, because the protocol handler for the desktop environment should actually be able to pick that up and run it. But I'm not sure what that would look like in practice, but it's definitely doable, because that's basically what applications are doing from the browser. Like when you install a program that that can be launched from the browser, that's what's happening usually. Launching normal applications, I'm not sure, but maybe you can use some eLisp for that somehow. Ivan says, for org protocol, I have expand file name. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Creates a folder for the launcher, and then I tangle the config. Nice. For future reference, org protocol capture HTML. Let's actually look at that really quickly. Another resource from Alpha Papa. All right, let's see. Capture HTML. That's pretty cool. So you basically can copy or select HTML and then capture it. Oh, that's pretty beautiful. If it can capture a whole page as an org file, that's pretty nice. Let's just drop that one into our Primus section. Org protocol capture. Okay. Managed to make org roam protocol work. There has to be a way for org protocol as well. Yeah, definitely. They're basically the same. Hi, Marcel. Yeah, if you're configuring a Samba server, probably it does take all of your attention because it's kind of a nightmare. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Nova says, I just recently switched over to Doom Emacs. A package I recommend for using Evil is either Evil Tutor. Heard it from Distro Tutor. Is that DistroTube? And it really helps you get started with Vim and Emacs. That's cool. I think I heard about that one too recently. Evil Tutor. May have talked about it on the stream, but I haven't actually tried it yet. All right, so let's look at some of these that Angry Bacon gave us. Webpaste, restclient, and selected. So this might be useful for those of you who need to copy snippets of code to share with other people on a website somewhere, because it's pretty common, especially if you're on IRC. You can't really paste text easily on IRC, so sometimes it's good to use a web paste service of some sort, like just.github.com or any of the others that maybe you prefer to use, SourceHut, etc. So this seems to be one of those packages, and this may be one we can actually set up. So let me pull up another config. You know, I forgot to set the timestamp. Remind me when I forget to do that, if you can. So add timestamp webpaste.el. There we go. Garjola says you can configure org file apps to associate file extensions to applications so that org links to files use the correct application. That's cool. Ivan says, not really following. What's the issue with org protocol? It works out of the box for me with settings as instructed on official docs. It might work for me. I don't know whether I can trust that it will work for me right now. Let's see. Let me pull up another Firefox instance. I think I have the protocol thing here. Let me pull up, let's see, emacs.org. Is that actually a website? Okay. Press the button. Okay, so it's not set up. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Okay. Org protocol. I probably have to import org protocol or require org protocol. Oh man, this is awful. Let's go back to the other browser. Org protocol. I'm violating my timestamps right now. So let's look for require. Here we go. Server start. Have that. Add to list. Load path. Okay, well that probably should already be there. Let's just require it. Okay, so it's loaded. Go back to Firefox. Press that button. Yeah. Does it work? Yeah, so it doesn't work by default for me, so I think that I'm going to need to do something extra, which is what I assumed. Eval after load org and require org protocol. So yeah, like I said, in Geeks, with the setup that I have, certain things that should normally work by default do not work, and I have to do extra steps usually, so that's the problem we have right now. All right, back to webpaste.el. So the lazy way, well, that's not lazy. This is the way that most people do it. Let's not be biased here. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to drop into a console here. Do I have, let me pull up my export for Emacs load path, which I wonder if that's, maybe it's fine. So, yeah, Emacs -- there we go. Now I'll drop this in and then try to execute it. Pull that off of Melpa. Yeah, okay, I need to refresh that. Let's use straight instead. There we go. Cloning webpaste. Let's see how long this takes. In fact, maybe I'll move this window over to the other screen so we can see the chat at the same time. Okay, so it's ready. let's do this. I'll pop over to workspace 1 here. Move this to workspace 1. That didn't work, did it? No, no. Okay. I need to... Was it super R? No. What did I have set up for reset? I have to remember what key I used for turning off character mode in EXWM. So toggle. Oh, is it? No. Did I not set one up for that? I must have removed it. Reset. Oh, okay. Shift. No, Control Super R. Okay, Control Super R. Boom. Now maybe I can do this too. There we go. Okay. Now let's put it back on care mode. Maybe that's a bad idea. Makes it even care mode. At least I know how to get back out now. Toggle input. Input toggle keyboard. Okay. I have that to Super I. If so, that's great. Cool. Okay. Let's see. What am I missing here? Yeah. Okay. System handler. Yeah. Probably need this desktop entry. I think that's what I'm missing. You need to have a desktop entry set up so that the protocol handler gets registered. Let me go back here. Why do you prefer Geeks over Nix OS? Because I like Scheme and I also like GNU. Yeah, just cause Geeks is Scheme. That's most of the reason why. Manage comments for app configs like org babel tangle, but output the config variables and omit the comments. Not sure about that. The stream on Twitch is looking smooth AF. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Basically send URL which I need to keep to the pocket. Yeah. Capture things into some folder synced files. Ultimate persistence. Have a meeting incoming. Okay. Pavel, I will definitely show your package hopefully next. But if you're not here, that's fine. But maybe I'll wait until I see you again. Pocket is not Emacs, yeah. Okay, so now we got the setup, and let's try to run webpaste buffer. So I don't have any configuration here. We're gonna see what it does. I will try Control-C, Control-P, Control-B. And so far it's doing nothing. Control-C. Oh, wait, hold on. It did work. It just took a while. I saw a message that says, added this to kill ring. Let's go to the browser and open this up. I have no idea. Oh, it's this IX service, it seems like. All right, cool. So it actually did take the whole buffer contents and paste it into this ix.io paste service. So yeah, it's great if you wanted to share some text with somebody else from your phrasing. What did I say? If you want to take some text from a buffer and share it with somebody else without having to like send a link to a GitHub repo or something, this could be a pretty cool package for that. And it seems like you can set up different paste services. Web paste, I think I saw the word priority. Yeah, web paste provider priority. This list seems to have all of the services that it can use. So if you just change the priority or like move one of them higher in the list or just remove all the ones you don't want to use, then probably it will use the one that you selected. So seems pretty useful. While we're talking about this, it might be useful to also talk about the, what is it, the OXO, Emacs OXO package that's being maintained by Will Vaughn, otherwise known as Knack Jickelson in System Crafters IRC. And this is a package that talks to the oxo.st service, which is a pretty cool little website, which is like a place to upload both text and images and maybe even other binary files to share with other people. But I think they have certain file types they don't want you to upload, which makes sense because they don't want it to be used for anything that could violate copyright law or even anything else that's worse than that. So this package is a good one for that purpose. And this seems to be a Doom Emacs config. Is there just like a basic? Yeah, well, what we'll do, yeah, we'll pull this and then make our own little config here. So I'm going to jump over to the config, use package, OXO, and then paste that in straight. And I think that should line up. So now I'm going to run this. It's going to clone it. And now I can select a region of text. Let's see, OXO upload text. I think that's all you need is just OXO upload text. And then it will yank that into the kill ring, which then I can just use to paste. Yeah, it is on Melpa. That's true. I forgot about that. So you can just grab a link really quickly to something that you want to share with somebody else. You can also easily upload in a file, just general file with upload file. So if you wanted to go to like your pictures folder and I have no idea what any of these are, but who knows, man. Anyway, the idea is that you can upload a picture and then get the same link back as well. Garjola says, I don't see anything worse than violating copyright law, sincerely. I know there's heavy sarcasm there. Let's see. But yeah, this is a great package. I actually use it quite a lot to share images with people in IRC, which is really nice. Oh, and you can also use it with dir-ed. So let's see. I'm not going to have my nice key binding set up here. I think that one, I took a screenshot of hitting 100K subscribers. So let's see. If I use OXO upload file, it will just directly grab the file from the current line in dir-ed, which is kind of nice. It doesn't do, let's see, Control V. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So that worked. And OXO DWIM does the right thing. I did not know about that. Let's see. All right, cool. Can I get back out of this now? All right, time to kill buffer. Control X. Okay, there we go. Okay. So yeah, both of those are very useful if you want to share things with other people from within Emacs. And once again, I did not set a timestamp on that, but maybe I'll go back later and set them up. It's always a pain to go back through the entire stream and try to find timestamps for everything. So the link for this, I'll drop in the show notes. Let me have to click on this. Kind of lame, but whatever. Right here. I'll just put the link in for that. And okay, so next is restclient.el. As you can see, we're not going to make it through all these. Emacs restclient.el. This could be pretty useful, I think, for anybody who wants to test REST services, I think. I've actually used this in the past. So if you're developing a REST service, or maybe you're trying to experiment with one, and if you don't know what a REST service is, it's basically like an API that's exposed by a website where you can make HTTP, normal HTTP requests like a browser would make, to the website and then get information back that could be used in a program. And usually you'll get like a JSON format back, which is kind of a simple JavaScript-like object format. So this is a very useful one for people who need to do some either testing of services, or maybe you're poking around to see what kind of information you'll get back. Maybe you're reading documentation of the API page of a particular service that you want to use. And this can make it a lot easier to try that out. I haven't used it much because I don't really work with REST services as much as I used to, but I did use it in the past. It was very useful. So let me pop over here. I'll put a timestamp for restclient.el. Need to adjust that a little bit. Yes, Ramses says Postman alternative is definitely a Postman alternative, and it's a little bit more hacker friendly in the sense that it's basically just a text file that you can save and then refer back to. Postman has its own way of saving requests that you might want to use, but this is a little bit easier, I think. All right, so we'll jump over to the other Emacs, and then let's see, do they have a use package that I can just grab? No. That's okay. So it's probably just use package REST client straight.t, and we're cloning it, building it, done. So REST client mode, I probably have to create a buffer first. Major mode, yes. You can prepare a text file with queries. Do they have an example that I can use? Okay. Let's try this. We'll go into a new buffer. So REST test. And paste, come on, paste that in, delete this P that doesn't need to be there, save it. Let's turn on rest client mode. Okay, so I think that it's like Control-C, Control-C to execute the request. So basically you put your cursor wherever your request is, Control-C, Control-C, and then it will open up another window with the output of the service. So you can actually inspect it, you can copy and paste things, anything that you want to do. Let's see, current user URL, I could, I'm not logged in, but let's see, profile, no, user, let's see, user URL. Let's look at my own profile using one of these blocks. I'll drop this here, make it a get. Whoops. And then drop that. Well, let's take that out. Okay, now I'm gonna hit Control-C, Control-C here. It will do a query to the GitHub API to look for, oh, actually, that's gonna be an error because I would hope it wouldn't try to return all the users at GitHub. Let's put my own username here. Control-C, Control-C. Taking his time. Matthew says, I've bound .http to rest client mode to keep the files at project root usually. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. If you bind, if you use, what is it, auto mode A-list to set .http to do that, then it's useful. Why is this taking forever to come back? Did they rate limit me already, or is there some other problem? Let's try this one again. Yeah. Not getting responses all of a sudden. Don't know why. Doesn't matter. We saw it work the first time, which is good. Yeah, okay. Garjola says, is there a way to use REST client with org Babel code blocks? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's just see in the docs. Babel. There is an extension that provides org Babel support, but it sounds like that's only for export. Oh, no. That may actually work. So if you have a REST client block, you can use Control-C, Control-C, and execute it to get the content back. So that's kind of nice. We can copy the link for that too, because I think that's a good thing to have around. So, oh, come on. Let me type. There we go. C also, what was it? OB REST client, OB REST client for org Babel. That's cool. Astrocat says, I guess the next step is to have a self-hosted place for uploading shared Pix docs to. Yeah, I guess you could host that, but then you don't want people to abuse it. Arya says, why have you stopped using the Emacs from scratch config? Good question. Mainly because I wanted one that was more blank. I need a sort of blank configuration to start from when I do a lot of these demos, and the Emacs from scratch config is not a good starting point because it has a lot of stuff already set up and it takes longer to load. So it's better if I just start from something that I have more control over, the sort of the basic configuration of it. And it's something I've been working on off and on to make use to give to other people. It kind of makes sense to have a more basic configuration that you can pull things into just if you want to experiment with a package without having to do it in your own config. So maybe at some point I'll finally share the link to that and get people to try it out. Selected.el. Let's try that one really quickly. Selected.el. Okay, so Emacs selected.el. That's not the one. This is the one for sure. Key map for when region is active. So this is pretty cool. I think that Embark might also provide some behavior like this as well, but this is another one that does it. So when you have selected text, it sets up a key map that gives you hotkeys basically. So it seems like whenever you have a selection, if you press Q, it could do something, or press U, it could do something. So we'll actually just try this out. This is a nice starting point. Let's try that. I've never used this before, but it sounds like it could be pretty useful. Let me save. Actually, let's go to the Emacs config, then I'll save the link later. Let's pop over to the scratch buffer. Yeah, okay. I probably should be pasting the configs that I'm dropping for these as well whenever I do it. Maybe I'll try to do that later. Straight T. Control-Alt-X. Yeah, Karthik says embark covers this idea more generally. I agree. I don't know if they have a way to do it on selection, but definitely you have a key map that is available at any time that you can press actions on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select to the end of the line here, and then press Q. No, let's press U for upcase. Doesn't work, probably because I'm in evil mode. So let's turn it to Emacs state. Wait, am I there? Yeah, okay, now we're in Emacs state. So if I set the mark, put it to the end of the line, and then press U, didn't work. So maybe I need to turn the minor mode on first. I didn't do that yet. Control whatever. Appenzell says, this isn't an Emacs package, but have you tried Next? Yeah, I've tried it a bunch of times. And I love the idea, but it has never really worked well enough for me to use it on a daily basis. That's not to say that there's bugs or anything. It's just that I haven't found the right workflow for myself to use it yet. Put it back on normal mode. There we go. Okay, so I need to turn on selected minor mode. Now it should work, but I wonder if it will work with evil mode. If I press U, did not work. If I go into Emacs state with Control Z and then set the mark and then Control, what is it? Control E? Yeah, there we go. Press U. Okay. Yes, enable it. Okay, so that actually did work. It's just the error is like, are you sure you really want to use upcase region? Because apparently they think that it's scary for some reason to people. Let me also try this as well. So I'm going to hit that and then Control, was it B? Then I will say W for count words in region. And it tells me it has 1 line, 2 words. Okay, so that does work. So you basically select a region of text in a buffer, and then this key map, this selected key map gets activated automatically. And then one of these letters, if you just press it whenever the text is selected, then it will run the specified command, which is kind of useful, I think, if you do things like evaluate things in a buffer, or maybe you want to run a spell check on a word, or maybe look up a word in a dictionary, or lots of other things like that. Angry Bacon, what do you use it for? You're also saying here, I started with selected, then started using evil, and then embark. A lot of these features overlap in my config. I'm used to these, but I don't think you need the 3 together. Yeah, if you're using embark already with Vertigo or Selectrum, probably you could use that instead of this. It really just depends on what your configuration is like. Karthik says the reason upcase region is scary is because it works even when the region is active. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Or inactive. So basically, you can press it anywhere and it will upcase the text even if it's not selected. Which sounds a little bit scary, I guess. All right, what is the next thing we want to look at here? Let's see. To see the selected heading in my configuration, the list is too long. Okay, that's cool. Scary because your editor is shouting at you. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's more scary because there's like what looks like an error message that shows up whenever you try to do something that seems straightforward. Astrocat, you should definitely watch that video. It's Vertigo is cool. It's very nice. I want to get Daniel Minad, who wrote that on either on the live stream or potentially on a podcast at some point. Let's see. Ramses said pair-tree.el. I don't even know what that is. Emacs pair-tree.el. Console Explorer. That actually sounds cool. So 1 second. Let me timestamp that. Pair-tree.el. So I'm probably going to start skipping through the list a little bit because I want to make sure I can cover more people's suggestions. But I'll check this one out really quickly. Console Explorer. Whoa. Okay. So I wonder if I need anything special set up in Emacs for this, but this looks really cool. Looks like it's taken some inspiration from, I forget his last name. Nicholas, Nano Emacs styling. Okay, so this seems to be very easy to set up. We just install pair-tree. So let me just go and check out the Emacs session we have here. Oops. Let's put normal state back on. Nicolas Rouget, thank you. Roger. Is it Roger? I'm you know, I'm always worried about my pronunciation of things because I know I do it wrong. Okay, this is called pair-tree, right? And we need to put straight.el. Straight T. All right, Control-Alt-X. Cloning, building. And what do? I just run it and type the list that you want to visualize. Okay, well, we can do this one. And then type pair-tree. And then put the expression in. Do shift insert. What? Well, that didn't do what I expected it to do. Why is it in visual mode? Kill, kill. All right, so let me try that one more time. I don't know why I didn't like that. What is it expecting? Oh, it literally wants to see cons pairs. Ah, okay. We'll try this. The example that they give. Okay, I think I see now. They want to have an actual cons. Okay. Gotcha. Now I see. So that was my mistake. What I should have done is just put a single quote in front of it. So if I run pair-tree again, I put a single quote and then shift insert to paste. All right, cool. That worked. So now it breaks out all the cons pairs. And if you remember, if you watch the Learning Emacs Lisp, can I zoom that down? Anyway, if you watch the Learning Emacs Lisp series and saw the part about lists, lists in Lisp are represented with something called cons cells or cons pairs, where it's basically a linked list where you have the first pair of items, but the second item in the pair is actually a link to another pair. So it's like a chain of things. And apparently what this package does is break down the list that you have into the cons pair so you can actually visualize that. But for me, it does not show, well, let me full screen this. Yeah, even still, like if you have a long list, apparently it doesn't do a good job of using the space effectively. But it's probably not, you know, meant to, or maybe my font size is too large, and that's what caused the problem. Astrocat says the pig has a partridge in a pear tree. Must be Nicholas Tsedokostin. Yeah, thanks, Garjola. You're always there with the pronunciation suggestions. I love it. Ivan says, to what function is your control meta X key binding bound? That's, I think it's a default key binding. So control HK, control meta X. Okay, so it needs to be in a buffer that has Lisp, let's see, what is it called? Lisp interaction mode. So in that buffer, control-alt-X is eval defun. And what that does is if you put your cursor anywhere inside of a top-level expression in the file, like this is not a nested expression, this is a top-level expression because it has, you know, no parentheses in front of it, basically. Put your cursor anywhere inside of it and press Control-Alt-X, it will evaluate that whole thing, which is really useful if you have blocks of configuration or a function definition or something that is contained in one big S expression. You can press that to evaluate the whole thing. Pair-tree should work on any Lisp expression. Yeah, in theory it should do that, but I did it wrong, apparently. You have to quote it. All right, so next package. Let's see, what else we got here? Org-recur. I don't know anything about that one. Let me actually take the pair-tree link. Come on now. Give me the page back. There we go. All right, so pair-tree.el. There we go. Cool. Org-recur. Set a timestamp. Org-recur. Boom. I'm not sure about org-recur. I don't know what it's for. Recurring org mode tasks. Yeah, I used to use org habit for this, but maybe this is more appropriate for general recurring tasks. I think org has its own syntax for that as well. But maybe this is a way to set it a little bit more easily. Looks nice. I noticed they don't have to-dos in front of them. Maybe it's something special that it can do. Extends org mode and org agenda with support for defining recurring tasks and easily scheduling them. Yeah, I mean, there's already functionality in org for this, but I guess the way that it's represented looks nice. quickly reschedule a recurring chore. This stuff is always useful, though. I mean, having a way to set up recurring tasks that need to show up in your agenda so that you remember to do things. Okay, I may have to go back to SVG tag mode. Like I was saying, I want to kind of skip ahead to some other packages so that everyone's suggestions get a chance to be seen. Hi, Asdylan. All right, let's see. Pop over to Emacs config. This one may be harder to show because it probably requires an agenda to be set up. David says recur every 12 days, etc. Yeah, I think so. Martin says, one more org-recur user. I also think of it for kind of a flashcard system. So you use it for like reminders of things that you need to review, I guess. Let me jump to Emacs. There we go. Whoopsie. All right, let's paste that right there. Okay, so org-recur, hook on org mode, org-recur mode, org-agenda mode. Okay, so that makes sense. Roblox Studio, hi. So demand T. We also need to put a straight T here. Config, define key, control C, D, org-recur finish. Rebind the D key in org-agenda. Okay. Org-recur finish done T. Okay. Let's just run this. Let it clone it. What we may do is just create a temporary org file really quick. Joshua says, watching a live stream on an MPV is fun. Is it working? That's cool. Oh, we're building org now. That's great. That might take a moment. Let me check the docs really quickly. So, do they have a text I could copy here? No. But this is... No, it's a markdown file. It should be an org file. Okay, it's done now. Nova says, I've been trying to see if I can use it to repeat 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for my class schedule. Well, it seems to be the case. I think that you can put specific days, which is good. Recur every Sunday and Saturday. And there's a star here, which says, superset of the syntax already accepted by org schedule. Okay, so it's like additional syntax. You also do recurrence every weekday, which sounds pretty cool. And let's see. I'm going to create a test org file. Let's just say test notes. And we'll create a to-do. Oh, whoops. That was a folder. Delete, delete. He shall. My mistake. All right, so test. We'll do that right. Test notes tasks.org. And then once it finally wakes up, I'm going to say to do test task. And then I'll also put the syntax in for this. So let's say Sunday, Saturday. Prepare system crafters videos. No. Okay. Save it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Thank you. Go away. All right, so that seems to be picked up. What about, there was a key binding they set in Scratch Buffer, Control C, D, recur finish. Let me see what that does. Control C, D. Okay, so that, what? I don't know what that means. Finish? To reschedule tasks based on the recurrence syntax. Okay, so let me actually check the agenda now. What I'll have to do is set the agenda files, I think. This is probably going to be a nightmare. Let's see, set q org agenda files. Is that the right one? Yep. And I'll set it to test files, test notes slash, what is it, tasks.org? Task.org, tasks.org. Evaluate that. Org agenda. Agenda for the current week or day. Not showing up. Let's see, what else? Org agenda. List of all to-do entries. See, that's the thing. Like, there's no to-do on these. It makes me wonder whether it would show up by default. All right, so enable org-recur mode in org files, which we did. Set suggested key bindings. Enables an org-recur finish acting on headings without recurrent syntax. Quote time, read date, whatever. Okay. May not be working perfectly for me, but that's the thing with some of these packages. Oh, you don't have to apologize. Is some of these packages are going to be harder to set up just because, you know, you got to get the right configuration with the package itself plus whatever it works with, like org in this case. Let me make sure I did set that. I think it did get set right. So I'll set another one. How about that? Let's go back into the file. Set one for Friday, every Friday, live stream time. Gonna save this, run org agenda for current week or day. Doesn't show me anything. What about... I'm really surprised it doesn't need a to-do or something. Okay, well, that one didn't work. I mean, I would be interested in covering it another time though, so that's something we can do later. What is next? Let me pull up my actual notes. Okay, so we did org-recur there. Someone wanted to see SVG tag mode. We'll look at that briefly. Copy this link, drop that in. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm using straight in this case just because it's what I have set up in this configuration. I also do have package.el set up, but I prefer using straight because it's a little bit more reliable sometimes. All right, SVG tag mode. Of course, it is the one from Nicholas Roja. Yeah, this is really cool. I like this a lot. I think it uses his SVG package as well. So if I just take the recipe, it's not in Melpa, maybe? I'm going to assume it's not in Melpa, but if somebody wants to correct me there, please feel free. So what we'll do is use package. There wasn't a use package for that, right? Yeah, okay. So use package SVG tag mode. Okay. And then straight, and then paste in the recipe. Also make that a list. All right, and then I will run that. Clone it, see if we can load it. And now if I jump over to task.org, say SVG tag mode. Nice. Okay, so it basically makes a little SVG image for the tag for the task. I think maybe the font. Let's see, SVG tag font weights. It's got to be a way to change the font for that probably, because it will look very nice if the font is better. The colors aren't perfect either, but maybe that's something that can be changed with faces or something. But you would basically get little markers like this in your files instead of just the normal to-do text, which honestly, I might use that because it looks nice. It looks better than the built-in stuff. I haven't started this yet. Well, that's lame. Let's fix that. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to the notes again. I know I have to keep clicking this. It's a little bit annoying, but... All right, so we'll just add a link to that. Let's see. Yeah, Astrocat says it looks like Melpa gets updated pretty regularly. Yeah, that's because basically every commit to a package's repository gets published as a package. And as Ivan says, if things are published on ELPA, then they are usually more full releases. But the difference is that on ELPA, you have to make sure that all your packages are copyright assigned over to the Free Software Foundation. So Melpa stable will give you sort of the middle ground of that, where you have stable version releases for packages. But you still get it from a source that doesn't require them to be, you know, full Free Software Foundation packages. Okay, Pavel is back, so it's probably a good opportunity to show lyrics-fetcher.el, which is something that Pavel had put into the System Crafters Discord maybe 2 days ago, I want to say. Pavel is known as square root minus 1, I think, right? On the Discord. So, let's see, Emacs lyrics-fetcher.el. Let's see if it's been indexed. There we go, square root -1. So let's copy the link there. I'm going to go ahead and add a timestamp, lyrics-fetcher.el. This is for all you music fans who sometimes need to find the lyrics for a song that you like and you want to do it inside of Emacs without having to resort to searching on genius.com or whatever other website you might use for that purpose. So I'm going to jump over to the Emacs config. Bulbous Bullfrog says, what is the requirement for publishing on Melpa? They have some information on their GitHub repository about that. There's a couple of different requirements for publishing on Melpa. It's not anything that big, but you need to. There's a few things you need to make sure you do in your Emacs Lisp code to. Oh, you need an API key. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, you may need to do that. Which means I need to pull up Discord. I'm not on Discord or IRC right at the moment, so send it to me on Discord. So it sounds like you need an API key for Genius to do this. That's not too bad. I mean, if you want to use this package, you'll probably set one up. So yeah, back to the topic of publishing on Melpa. Yeah, there are some requirements, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this package in. Is there something here? Use package. Okay, cool. And I think it has integration into EMMS. I don't have EMMS. Whoa. You may have to roll your token. Sorry for that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a way to do this where you won't get your key exposed. So, yes, this has integration to EMMS, but I do not have EMMS set up right now, so we're just going to use it directly. I think there's a command that you can use to search for lyrics for an artist and a song directly, which would be kind of cool. Let's pull this in straight, yes, and I think that I can just run it directly. Unbalanced parents. Okay, yep, did that. Okay, so we're going to clone lyrics-fetcher. It's going to pull EMMS also, which makes sense. Let's see. Elephant says, ever since Wikia killed lyrics.el, I've been looking for something good for getting lyrics. Yeah, this definitely seems to work based on the screenshots that we can see. All right, so lyrics-fetcher. Yeah, it's funny that the... Okay, let me just pull that key, actually. I'm guessing I need to put that into a variable of some sort. Oh, okay. I think that the full key did not get exposed in the notification. It's pretty long, so maybe you're okay after all. Smart parens is a nice package. I haven't used smart parens in a while. I may have it in my config, but I'm not using it effectively. So let me check the variable that's needed. Lyrics key, Genius access token. All right, so let me move this over to a secondary screen. Control Super R 3. See ya, Pavel. All right, so let me put in set q lyrics. Oh, come on. Oh, wrong one, wrong screen. Super I. Set Q lyrics Genius access token. I'm gonna paste that in. Okay. And now if I pull this back over to workspace 1. Come on. Oh, you gotta do the same thing again. Okay, now let's do super I. Okay, now the command was lyrics-fetcher. Show lyrics query. All right, so enter a query. So let's see. Let's just rickroll ourselves here. So it's fetching the lyrics, and I'm guessing it's going to pop up a buffer in just a moment if it is able to get them. Aria says there's an RSS reader called News Ticker built into Emacs. I haven't heard of that. Is that in Emacs 28 or is it even earlier? I wonder if the, let's see, lyrics-fetcher, is there like a buffer I can check for the messages? I don't want to go into the messages buffer because I'll expose the key again. Let me pop over to number 3 again. Check the messages buffer. Whoops, wrong screen. Oh, okay, there's like a folder that needs to be created for this. So it basically syncs it to a folder, and I don't have that folder created. So let me create that folder. Make dir music / lyrics. I'll show my screen again in just 1 second. All right, so let me try one more time running this on the other screen. I wonder if I need to type a different format. It seems to be working now, so let me just pop back over then now to the main screen. All right, so I'm gonna run the command one more time. Let's see, never gonna give you up. Huh. Doesn't seem to be working for me at the moment, but it's probably like maybe the query is wrong. Like the way that I'm typing the query is wrong. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Rick Astley. Yeah, I think it keeps trying to pull from the same URL. At any rate, I think it probably works better when you use the EMMS integration, which I'm not using. That's probably why it's having trouble right now. But definitely something to check out if you want to pull lyrics into Emacs, because, like I said, sometimes you want to find lyrics to a song that you like that you want to be able to copy and paste to someone because you're making a joke with someone or something like that. So it can be a very useful package for that purpose. Let me pop back over to the notes. Okay, so Garjola says forecast. Let me check on Emacs forecast. I believe someone said that it might be getting deprecated. So there's one called sunshine.el, which also might be similar. Maybe the one that you're thinking of, Garjola, is called something else. There's also org-download. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. And I think this is for like downloading and attaching files to org mode documents. Let's see. There we go. We found a link through another approach. Yeah, okay, this is an abo package. Drag and drop images into Emacs org mode. Okay, so an image inside your browser, on your file system, local or remote address, a screenshot. That's pretty useful, actually. I don't know if I'll be able to do any drag and drop images here because I'll have to set up my screen in a weird way to do that, but let's try it. Maybe we'll give it a shot real quick. So I'm going to set the timestamp org download. And then paste in the link. Pablo says, perhaps try with Control-U, Control-U. Does that clear out the cache or something? Let me try Control-U, Control-U. Oh, hold on. What's going on there? Control-U, Control-U. Whoa, hold on. Okay, there we go. And then Rick Astley. Okay, now it's giving me stuff. There's the one we want. That's actually pretty nice, though, that it was able to give me the completion list for the possible results. Still didn't give me the actual content, but it could be a problem with the API, I would say. So Bulbous Bullfrog says, how does org download name the image files? Are they randomly named? I don't know. It's a good question, actually. We'll find out if I can get it to work. So let's pull it from straight. I'm going to jump back over to the Scratch buffer where I've been putting the stuff in. Use package org download straight t. Gotta spell org download correctly. We're gonna download that. And we'll go back to that tasks.org file that we started creating. And what we'll do... Okay, we'll try this. So I'm gonna say org download enable, I think is what it was called. Is that like a function that I've called? Okay, so let's just run it directly. Org download enable. Okay, now that should be turned on. And, well, I wonder if I could just drag this over. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Okay. So it says... a local or remote address, image address, and kill ring. Use org download yank command for this. Okay, I can actually try that. That's kind of interesting. Let me find, let's see, system crafters. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'll grab the system crafters logo from the Twitter profile as a URL. Copy image address, and then org download yank. Okay, so it says it downloaded the image, and it does put an image in with, it seems like a timestamp and like a bit of a hash at the end of it. I don't know if it's maybe like a hash on the file itself. Org toggle inline images. Okay, so that does work. So if you toggle inline images on, it basically inserts that image directly into the buffer, which is cool. So turn that back off again. So that was great. It actually worked out pretty easily. So if you wanted to easily put images into an org mode document and you want to copy them locally at the same time, this could be a very easy way to do that. That's nice. Go away. There we go. Okay. Let me check the notes again. So we got the link for org download. That's great. So Garjola, forecast. Is that a package somewhere? Because I couldn't find it whenever I searched out on the internets. Cayetano says aggressive indent mode. I mean, that's something that's built into Emacs. Maybe it's not as worth showing it. Aggressive. It is built in, right? I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Aggressive indent mode. It must not be built in. Okay, this is packaged by Artur Malabarba. Okay. So basically, it forces your code to always be indented. Oh, okay, that's cool. So basically, if you start moving things around, it will keep everything indented equally. That's cool. Let's try that out. Set a timestamp. Aggressive indent mode. Looks pretty useful for editing Lisp code because you can push the whole structure around. I don't know if it makes the editor kind of sluggish though. Let's see, aggressive indent mode. I think that it has a very simple invocation. Let me jump back. Let's close this window. Use package aggressive indent mode straight T. Run that. All right. Cannot load aggressive. Oh, I think I did the wrong name. There we go. Now it's installed, and I can turn it on. Aggressive indent mode. So now if I do something like this, yeah. Okay. Cool. So it basically keeps the indentation updated to the thing that I'm moving around, which if you're editing Lisp code, this could be more straightforward than just, oh wow, that even works. That's really badass. Okay, so it could be better than one of the structural editing things if you don't like to use those. Let's see if okay, that won't work. But if I go to this line and push it, okay, that doesn't work either. That's a little bit weird, but I guess it does make sure that the indentation stays correct based on what the current structure is. Yeah, it probably would work on this as well. That doesn't work, but this does work. Oh, no. Okay, so that works. Okay, it gives you a little bit of leeway to push things around. That's good. Let's see. Angry Bacon says it can be pretty taxing, but I don't have issues with it. Also, I don't use with Python. Oh, because of tabs. Found forecast.el. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. It's because it's in some repo that's not named what I expect it to be. Yeah, Pavel says aggressive indent mode might not work with some languages because the LSP mode language server may do auto indentation also, and it could fight with aggressive indent mode. So that's definitely something to look out for. Okay, so cool. That was that one. I think I got the link for that already. And now we can go back and look at forecast really quickly because maybe people would be interested in that package. And I'm just gonna see Emacs forecast. If I can copy that repo path. There it is. So I'll just put a link directly in. Now on Melpa, I think that whenever a package repo gets archived, they automatically start taking the package out of the repo. So it might not show up after a few days after you see this, depending on what happens. But we'll try it anyway and see what happens. So use package forecast straight.t. So we're cloning it, building it. Now if I type in forecast, bring up the forecast buffer, latitude and longitude have to be numbers. Well, dude, I don't just happen to know the latitude and longitude of where I live, so. API key, API URL. Hopefully I don't need an API key because I'm not going to bother with that. Latitude, location. And how do you set that? Oh, it's pulling from like the actual calendar variables inside of Emacs. Location name. Okay, well. Here, let's use this because I'm not going to bother going and finding my own stuff. We're going to say that we're in Turkey right now, which is fine. We're all in Istanbul. Oh, now that's really annoying. There we go. We're getting bitten by aggressive indent already. There we go. All right. Cool. That's great. Fix it at the end. Okay. I don't know if deduce is going to work. Let's type forecast. Peculiar error 400. Probably because the API key is wrong. Nil. Okay. I'm not going to bother. If I don't have a key, I'm not going to bother using that. Okay. So, next package. Let's see. I think we just determined that pen.el is a little bit intense, right? It's like some kind of GPT-3 thing. Awesome, though. Okay, this is what it is. It's basically, you can type in stuff to make those crazy images people have been showing online, like the generative art. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if it's going to work. You need a few different API keys, or do not. Okay. Okay, anyway, that one probably requires more time because it sounds pretty cool, but also has some setup involved, but I'll put a link to it anyway. That's okay, Garjola. Don't worry about it. Yeah, well, too many packages wanting API keys. We'll blame the people with the services that want you to use API keys. I mean, I can kind of understand it because they're trying to make sure that people don't abuse the services, but at the same time, it does make it painful for people to use them. Oh, you can't even get a new API key anymore? Well, that's probably why that package has been deprecated. That makes sense. All right, so we showed OXO, nov.el, nov.el. Major mode for reading EPUBs in Emacs, and that's great. I think I've seen this before. So if you have an EPUB, like if you buy an ebook online that's in EPUB format, you should be able to read those in Emacs, which could be really great. I think my plan is whenever I make any books, which I'm intending to do something for that at some point soon, whenever I finally make time for it, to make it so that it is readable in Emacs. So I guess EPUB format could be great for that, or even info format itself would be great for that. But if all you have is EPUB, then this could be good. I don't have an EPUB around, but I'm guessing this is, oh, that's mastering Emacs. So you can obviously read mastering Emacs inside of Emacs. I have that book, but I don't have it handy. Let's see. Garjola says pin.el is like Copilot, not a joke. Yeah, I can see that from the description. Let's see. Wonder if there's a package to read an API key from a file. nov.el is amazing. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Let's see. Emacs manual EPUB format. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to read the Emacs manual in EPUB format whenever it's already built into Emacs with the info system. But let's see. Can I download it? Okay, there we go. Are you downloading? Okay, downloads gem.epub. Okay, so I'm going to try to pull this up. Emacs doesn't do justified text. Yeah, that's true. All right, so we got the link. I forgot to add a timestamp, nov.el. So if you're watching this video and the timestamps don't line up, that's my fault. Let's see. I need to go back to my Emacs setup here and see if... Okay. So what do I do? So yeah, you can set up auto mode A list. Okay, so it's just NOV. So use package NOV straight T, and then I'll just start it manually. Doing this little job here. Hopefully it doesn't need any external programs to do this, but it looks like it won't. So let's try opening downloads gem.epub. Okay, so this is like a archive file containing stuff. Makes sense. Nov. Okay. Okay, so after a moment of confusion, it did seem to work. So now we've opened up this EPUB file using nov mode. And I'm sure you can just click around on stuff and jump. And the formatting is okay. Let's see. Describe face. What face is it using here? Variable pitch face. Okay, so I don't have it set up right in this config, but it does seem that if you have your variable pitch face set up in a nice way, then this would look even better, which is kind of nice because you have full control over the theming and the fonts that you use for reading your books. Let's see, what other key bindings do we have set up here? Do I not have which key turned on? Great. So there must be bindings for like navigation around, but actually I didn't set any up, so maybe nov up. No. Nov, go to table of contents. Okay. So there is some navigation commands around. You just may have to set up bindings for those. But that's pretty cool though. I mean, if you have EPUB files that you've bought from some book publisher, then you can definitely read them inside of Emacs. And I'm guessing that images even work inside of that too, since Emacs does have image support if you compiled it with the right stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Ivan says, have a simple helper function to turn on Olivetti mode and bump the text size a bit. Yeah, centering the text on the screen would be nice, and then making the text bigger would be good. Use describe mode to see the bindings. Describe. Did I have... you know what? I never got a chance to show consult-dir. I need to show that before we leave. Bindings? No, it doesn't have that. H. Well, that's good. Okay. Oh, there's no bindings by default in this mode. So I guess it's all up to you to set whatever bindings you want. Okay. So we've got less than 10 minutes left on this. So what I'm going to do is show the package that that Karthik made most recently, which is a consult-dir, and I think it's going to be pretty cool for anybody who's using Vertigo or Selectron, or I guess anything really, because it should work with any completion system. Karthik consult-dir. I don't know if his name is Karthink on GitHub. Excuse me. Let's see. Do I have a link to that? I know I saw it on the consult repo. So mined consult. So let me just find it this way, because I know that it's been discussed here. Nope. Nope. Consult-dir. All right, so issues. There we go. Let's go down at the bottom. I think he's got a link to it somewhere. Or at any rate, I'll just click on his name and jump to his profile. Consult-dir. Here it is. Give this repo a star. Seems like I've already done it because I'm watching things. The all-seeing eye. Okay, so this is a cool package. Basically, it's a way to jump between directories that you've used recently inside of Emacs. So if you've got like project folders that you go to regularly, also bookmarks that you've set. So these kinds of things might be very helpful. Let me jump back to the config. Did I set a timestamp for that already? Probably not. Timestamp consult-dir. Okay. So we'll see what we can do in 5 minutes. Okay, so does he give any installation steps? That's okay. So what I'll do is then use package consult-dir straight, and we want this to be consult-dir. Check the format. Yeah, okay. So repo Karthink /consult-dir. And fetcher GitHub. Probably don't need that. Let's try to install it. Failed to run. Consult-dir. Fetcher GitHub. Weird. I did something wrong here. Let's go to straight process. Yeah, aren't you the one that's supposed to put the path in there? Let's just be specific. How about that? Okay. Cloning. Building. Okay, remap describe bindings to embark bindings. That's actually a good idea. Okay, so consult-dir. Okay, so right now in this directory project, bare Emacs straight repos consult-dir. That's interesting. Here's Karthik. Check the key binding section of the map. I wonder how long this chat is, like how delayed it is behind the video, because I see some messages that come up that seem like they're way delayed compared to what's actually happening. Okay. So did it pick up something here, or is it just like a, okay, it's a recent folder with respect to what it has seen. So let me actually jump to another project, turn on recent F mode. Thank you, recent F mode. Okay, I think that's on now. Now I'll go to another folder path, like let's say exwm. And now if I run consult-dir, it should tell me, it tells me what this project is. Recent fdirs would be downloads. There's a setting to integrate with projectile projects. That's cool. What about if I go to mesh and then type consult-dir? Okay. Recent fdirs downloads still, but maybe it's because I haven't opened a file yet. So if I open up basic.c, oh, come on. What is the, all right, the wrong way to do that. Jesus. Let's go to basic.c. There we go. Great. Okay, still in the same path. What version of Emacs are you running for demo? I'm thinking perhaps my package doesn't work on an older Emacs. This is actually 28.0.50. It's a build off of master, I think. Let's see. Comment was made at 1:59 p.m. Eastern time. Use Open Basic C. Oh, well, actually, I saw the comment immediately then, because it's 10:59 a.m. here. What else am I missing? There's projects, which you need to have projectile support set up with. Consult-dir project list function, consult-dir project dirs. I can do that. So let me just check that really quick. If I jump to Scratch, jump down here, paste this in, set it. Now run consult-dir. Projectile projects cannot be loaded. Okay. The main point is to use it from the mini buffer when using another command. So what would I normally do? Would I have that set up with embark or something to make it show? Excuse me, to make it show up. Okay. Default action, file name shadowing, alternatives. Definitely is something I'll have to spend a little bit more time with to find the right workflow to show it. Because, I mean, obviously, if you want to see more about this, go check out the demo videos that Karthik set up to see how it looks in practice. And I'm going to make a video on this at some point. So whenever I do that, I'll have a better setup so that it's obvious what the usage pattern is. Cool. Well, let's see. How far do we make it through all the packages today? Go back to this page. We made it more than halfway through, which is pretty impressive considering the number of packages we took a look at already. So that's great. So I think this was pretty fun. Hopefully it was interesting to people who haven't seen some of these packages before, just to try them out really quickly and see how they work. If you're interested in seeing me do this again at some point in the future, leave a note in the comments after the stream's over and let me know if you liked it. What else? I want to do more videos like this where I'm sort of taking suggestions from people and just checking them out live. So if there's any suggestions you have on how we can improve the process of this or the general flow, definitely let me know also, because I think it's kind of cool to see things live. Joshal says, look at Shackle. I think we're out of time for that now, but we'll definitely look at it another time. I have yours here. So the next time we do this, I'll have the notes from the last time we did this and pull the ones that we didn't get a chance to look at. Also, all this configuration, let's see, the config. I'll just paste in basically the config that I wrote for this purpose. Go down to the end, pop back over. I'll just paste it in here into the show notes. So if you want to have all of the same config that I typed in while we were doing the stream, you can take a look at that. I'll try to add links to the remaining ones if I have time. Alrighty, so let's see. Anything else remaining that I wanted to mention today? Yeah, definitely want to remind you that this week I'll be doing another video on org-roam, since people seem to be pretty interested in that right now. We'll be covering org-roam dailies, which I find to be a very useful feature. And I definitely would like to do another short. So if you've got any thoughts about short videos on Emacs, something that would be cool to show that's very, very short, we're talking literally 1 minute, feel free to send me suggestions anywhere that you can find me, and I'll be happy to think about that. I've got a set of things I might want to try also, and other ideas people had suggested to me before, so I'll try to figure out which one I want to try to do for that. Have I covered the esup package? I did not cover that. I don't know, do I have it in the list? Esup, no. Someone else mentioned it before. I'm not sure who it was. I'm going to say that it was Charlie that mentioned it. Charlie McMacken. Esup, yeah. The name sounds familiar, but I don't use it myself. And org-roam UI, definitely will cover that. I don't know if it's something I'll do in a short, but maybe. It might be something I can do for a short. But anyway, before I go, the last thing I want to mention, as always, is to say thank you to the sponsors of the channel. These people have decided to sponsor the work that I'm doing, making videos about GNU, Emacs, GNU Geeks, and all the other fun stuff we talk about on the channel. And I'm very thankful to them for their support. If you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the link in the description. It'll take you to a page where it shows you what your options are. I'm on GitHub sponsors, Patreon, and LibrePay if you prefer that approach. There's also a link to PayPal for one-time tips. And if you're not interested in supporting in that way, soon there will be a store where you can buy cool System Crafters merch. Keep an eye out for that. And just like the videos that we post and watch them if you are interested in anything, because all this information helps the YouTube algorithm to show the videos to other people. It's just the way the whole thing works. So unfortunately, I have to beg for likes, which, I mean, I get likes, so I don't really have to beg necessarily, but it always helps. So anyway, thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate all of the interaction in the stream today, all the suggestions. Hopefully this was useful to all of you. So yeah, we'll be back next Friday with another live stream and maybe another side stream on Twitch. So if you haven't subscribed or followed the Twitch channel yet, definitely do that, because I might do like a Twitch only stream over the weekend at some point. I did it last weekend. It was kind of fun. We had a couple people there, which is good. But yeah, come join there if you want to see some more unprepared sort of impromptu streams. All right, that's enough stuff from me. So thank you all for being here today once again. And we'll see you next time. Happy hacking. Have a nice weekend.